Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today, I wanted to sort of start a biome breakdown series here in Valheim and sort of give you guys, I guess, a walkthrough of the biomes in the game and what you can do with them, what you're gonna find there, and some of the advantages and disadvantages of sort of settling it or being near that biome. So the first biome in the game is the Meadows, so we're going to start with that. Now the Meadows is very, very docile compared to the other ones. There's not too many hostile mobs that are in this area that can really kill you. Or will attack you on sight. The biggest things that you got to worry about are the Greylings, and literally you just have to take a torch out and they will walk away. As far as resources go in the Meadows, there are raspberries, red mushrooms, flint, and obviously there's stones here, but it's also a good source of resin because of those Greylings. But the main three that are exclusive to the also leather scraps. While there is a place in the swamp you can get them, it's not very reliable or anywhere near as reliable as the as hunting boars here. So boars, raspberries, flint, and red mushrooms are really the biggest things you can get here. As far as trees go, you have beech trees and birch trees. Now, beech trees will give you normal wood. It's one of the best sources for it, and especially once you start to move to other zones, excluding the swamp, you can sort of plant these trees in the ground and start to grow them. And then you have a nice source of whatever type of wood you want. There's also birch trees. Birch requires a bronze axe. As you see right here, it'll say too hard. I cannot kill this until I have a bronze or better axe. But beech trees, we can chop these down all day and get a nice source of wood. So it's just really nice to sort of know what you can get from these things, and to also, you know, they're very tall and make a big logs that will give you a lot of just plain normal wood. And you will use a lot of wood, especially when you're going into like, even on my main dude I've been playing, I'm on iron and I've been there, and I still have to use wood for making like handles and stuff like that. Given not so much, but you still have to. Biggest things about the Meadows is, like I said, are those resources. It's a great place to get fine wood, and that is what you will get from birch trees once you cut them down. The trees are pretty much anywhere out in the open. Boars are anywhere in the Meadows as well. They can be in the forest, they can be out in the open. You just sort of look for them to kill, and then in order to find flint, you just come to the shore and you will look for sort of white shiny rocks. Hopefully we can find some here. So this is a stone. This is not flint, and it is by the coastline, so just be aware of that, because you might not necessarily know that you can find flint. You can find stones where you would look for flint. I think here are some raspberries. They're just going to be bushes that are red that are within the forest. Another animal that is unique here is the neck, and they're a good source of meat. You can cook them to eat necktails. They're actually really, really good early on and later. You know, any cooked meat, it gives you a lot of stamina. Here are more stones that are around the river, but here is flint right here. See, if you sort of look, see how it has like a whitish glow to it and kind of looks a bit wet too. That is where you're going to find flint. Now, there can be some in the riverbed, as you see right there. But that's really it for sort of the unique things that you can find in the Meadows. Like I said, it's the starting zone, so it's not supposed to be too difficult. And you want to make sure that you get a lot of flint before you decide to head out. Flint and leather scraps, because I found myself coming back many times to the meadows in order to get more and more of those resources. So if you're watching this, you probably are pretty new to the game. You just sort of got out into the meadows, or you want to know what the resources were. And so an important tip for after you kill Elkther, the first boss, from my knowledge and what I ran into, is in order to look for a new place to settle, I would highly recommend you do it on the coastline in between a meadows and a black forest area. Everyone I've talked to, including my good friends as well as myself on our servers, we have had to take a boat across the ocean in order to fight the Elder, which is the second boss. So in order to do that, I would highly recommend you find somewhere along the coast, in between a black forest and a Meadows biome. So here's a boar. As I mentioned earlier, like I said, they can pretty much spawn anywhere. To my knowledge, I believe animals respawn after 1 day. They're not always in the same exact spot, but if you just go to bed, get up the next day, they will respawn. Trees do not, however, so you are limited to a finite of trees, unless you plant your own, of course, as well as you have a finite amount of ores and stuff, but you're really not going to find too many ores until you get to the next zones, and that is going to be our next video, which is going to be exploring the Black Forest, sort of showing you guys everything that is there, what to look for, and things like that. In order to find Black Forest, you just sort of look on your map, and once the forest starts to become darker, that's how you know you're nearing the Black Forest. So I'm getting pretty close here, and this is what's called the dungeon, which is inside the Black Forest, and that is sort of what you go in. There can be trolls as well as skeletons. We'll talk more about that, but there are no dungeons in the meadows, so it's very important that you guys know that. And what I'm doing right now is sort of trying to find that trifecta spot for my next settlement. Obviously, it became meadows again right here. And we're looking for sort of that water line that is meadows as well as black forest, because usually it does sort of overlap pretty much always, honestly, because meadows usually only borders a black forest when you're on your starting area. I have yet to see anything other than, I did have a mountain on my main playthrough. But on this one for the videos, I have only really seen a bit. But like I said, there's another dungeon, so being next to dungeons are good, and sort of mapping those out, memorizing where they're at, because they will help you a ton. And there's really no point in moving to the Black Forest until after you kill Elkther, because you want to sort of get hide and things like that. So as you can see, we're switching between meadows and black forest quite rapidly, as well as we are approaching the coastline. So for me, I would honestly say right here is going to be a really good spot to build, because it will allow us to be on the coast, so we can head out to kill the Elder after, as well as we can establish a nice foothold that's in the meadows as well as near to the black forest. So, and we even have really flat land, which is really nice. So that's pretty much it for this biome, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. That's everything that there is in the Meadows biome, and I hope you enjoyed this biome breakdown. I will see you next time, guys. Bye-bye. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you happen to find anyone that you know would also benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. It helps me out a ton and allows me to keep doing what I love every single day, and that is gaming and sort of helping people any way that I can. So finally, thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.